Good afternoon, I'm Sean Yao, and this is One News Now. Army Commander Jesus Durante has been relieved from his post after being tagged as the mastermind in the murder of a Davao City model and businesswoman. The former head of the Presidential Security Group allegedly went as far as to call in some members of his troops to accomplish the hit. The details in this report.
Brigadier General Jesus Durante has been tagged as the mastermind in the killing of Davao model and businesswoman Yvonne Chua Plaza. The Special Investigation Task Force probing Plaza's death announced this following the surrender of those who were supposedly ordered to carry out the crime. Durante headed the Presidential Security Group of former President Rodrigo Duterte before being assigned as the Philippine Army's 101st Brigade Commander.
I think we have a very strong case, and we really helped the prosecutor's office. We provided them all the necessary evidence to prove that indeed the person responsible for the death of Yvonne Chua Plaza are the ones we charged in court.
According to the Davao City Special Investigation Task Group, the strike team behind Plaza's killing were personnel of the 101st Infantry Brigade. In a diagram shown by authorities during a press conference, it was revealed that the conflict between Chua and Durante started when Chua posted on Facebook details of how Durante supposedly abused her. The post was published days before Chua's death. The victim's laptop revealed more information like contact numbers, intimate photos, and email messages she sent to Durante. Investigators say Chua used this information to blackmail the general.
We have the affidavit of our witness saying that the victim has a very sensitive information against General Durante, and she used it to blackmail the respondent.
The investigation showed that Durante ordered 101st Deputy Commander Michael Licyayo to kill Chua. It was Licyayo who formed a strike team to carry out the kill order. Members of the strike team are Staff Sergeant Gilbert Plaza, who served as team leader, Corporal Adrian Cachero, who served as motorcycle rider, and Sergeant Delphine Shalsa, who served as the gunman. Other personnel used for the operation include Corporal Romart Elongakit, Rolly Cabal, and Noel Hapitan.
Our case against Durante is anchored on two things. First, we look at the totality of the circumstances, plus the very good restatement, the extradition confession of Shiatsan and the other one.
Plaza and Cachero both submitted an affidavit proving that Licyayo was the one who provided them the gun, equipment, and other details on Chua's location. Recall that Chua was gunned down right in front of her house at Green Meadows Subdivision back on December 30. After the killing, gunman Shalsa and rider Cachero took the victim's bag, ID, and credit card. The suspects claimed Licyayo ordered them to burn these items. Hapitan was also ordered to break apart and change the paint of the motorcycle used for the operation. To make way for an impartial investigation into the case, Army Chief Romeo Bronner relieved Durante from his post. Bronner also noted that the killing of Plaza was not a service-sanctioned mission. Arian Columbiran, we are One News.
Authorities have arrested a former policeman wanted for the murder of publicist Bobby Dacer and his driver Emmanuel Corbito. Former cop William Reed III was arrested in Pulilan, Bulacan yesterday. NCRPO Director Janelle Estomo calls the arrest an extraordinary feat as Reed hid and evaded authorities for 22 years. Dacer and Corbito were abducted way back in November of the year 2000. Their charred remains were found 5 months later in Indang, Cavite. Former PNP Chief and Senator Panfilo Lacson was among the accused in the case, but the Court of Appeals has since cleared him of any involvement in the crime. The Foreign Affairs Department says that the remains of slain OFW Julie Biranada will be brought home from Kuwait tomorrow evening. The Overseas Workers Welfare Administration, or OWA, will be assisting in the repatriation, with Ranara's employer shouldering the costs. As for the status of the OFW's case, the Department of Migrant Workers Undersecretary Hans Kakdak told the chiefs that the Kuwaiti prosecutor's findings will soon be released. He also shared that the Gulf state's juvenile process applies to the case since the alleged murderer of Ranara is a minor.
A public prosecutor from the Kuwait government is involved, and the charge is murder. We are braced to receive the findings of the public prosecutor very soon. We are looking forward to this case moving forward towards a case filed in court to bring the perpetrator to justice.
Time to take a quick break. One News Now will be back with more stories after that. Keep it here. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. The Philippine economy grew more than expected in 2022. Fresh data from the Philippine Statistics Authority shows that The Philippine economy posted a full-year expansion of 7.6% last year. That is much higher than the 6.5% to 7.5% target range. This comes even as economic growth slowed to 7.2% in the fourth quarter of 2022. The PSA says that activities in wholesale and retail, manufacturing, and financial and insurance sectors drove the expansion in both the fourth quarter and the full-year figure.
Our robust performance in the fourth quarter reflected strong domestic demand, with 3/4 contributed by household consumption and almost a fifth by investment. The improvements in labor market conditions, increased tourism, revenge and holiday spending, and resumption of face-to-face classes supported growth in the quarter.
In other news, Pope Francis says that homosexuality is not a crime. Here's a part of the Pontiff's interview with the Associated Press. Let's listen in.
Muy bien, gracias.
Ser homosexual no es un delito. No es un delito. Sí, pero es pecado. Bueno, primero, distingamos pecado por delito. Entonces, lo que se hace en un gobernatorato, lo que hace en una provincia, un gobernador, la mesa de negociado, tiene que servir al pueblo. A mí me gusta que tuvo sus problemas, donde dio tanto testimonio bueno, de paciencia.
Here's a quick look at the other stories we're watching today. Authorities are still looking for the Cessna that went missing in Isabela on Tuesday. A search and rescue team was deployed to look for the aircraft, which was carrying 6 people, including the pilot. Meralco will be sourcing 670 megawatts of its power requirement from the Wholesale Electricity Spot Market, or WESM. This move comes after the expiration of Meralco's 30-day emergency supply deal with Aboitiz-led GN Power Dinginin Limited. Meralco has assured its customers that measures are in place to protect them from volatile and higher prices of electricity. Still on the economy, the country's trade gap widened as exports and imports fell in December of last year. Fresh data from the Philippine Statistics Authority showed that the trade deficit jumped to nearly $4.6 billion in December from just $3.7 billion in November of last year. Exports for last month declined by 9.7%, while imports likewise contracted at 9.9%. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.